and get some confidence going, because 500 will get you into the dance, but you want to make sure that you're hitting your stride at the end of July.
Absolutely. Well, Joe, appreciate your time today. Appreciate you joining me and breaking down this matchup. And we'll chat again. If you haven't checked it out, again, our recent episode of the WCBL Report is also out. So go check that out. But Joe, appreciate your time, and we'll chat again next week.
Always a pleasure, Clark.
All right, as per usual on the Game of the Week, we like to chat with somebody from the teams, and today we're going to be joined from the Regina Red Sox by Gary Brotzel. Gary, lots going on with the team. It's an exciting summer, honestly. Let's start with Canada Day weekend. Obviously, a big weekend across the league, some great attendance numbers, including at Curry Field.
Yeah, it was for sure our biggest crowd of the year. I was probably pushing 1,300, and finally got some good weather. The weather in June, as you know, has not been pleasant. Some nights it's been pretty nasty.
Yeah, you couldn't have asked for a whole lot better. Obviously, Saskatoon in town, they've kind of been running the league right now with 24 wins on the year, first place in the East. You guys have done a pretty good job so far. I think from what I'm seeing, you won the last 2 games, obviously. So that's been a nice kind of change of pace, but it's kind of been up and down so far for the Red Sox to this point in the year.
Yeah, we've been a little bit of tinkering going on with our lineup, but that's still continuing. But I think the pieces are falling in nicely here, and I think we're going to be a different team the second half.
Yeah, well, it's already showing signs, but you just mentioned it. You're tinkering with the roster a little bit. 2 new faces have played a few games for you so far, maybe one on the way. Can you kind of talk about the new names that are going to be joining the roster here or already have?
Yeah, in the last couple games, we added Ian Montz, the starting center fielder from LSU Shreveport. Of course, everybody knows the history there, the great season they had, and I think he hit 4th or 5th for him. So, I mean, he's definitely a good player, just hasn't played for close to a month now. So needs a few at-bats. Once he gets going, I think he'll do something of a special year. And then we added another middle infielder, second baseman, Jacob Steele, who was, I believe he might have been voted the top Division II defensive player of the year. And he's made some fantastic plays at short the last couple of games. His range is crazy good. So, yeah, with Matthew Fox at short and Jacob at second now, I think we're pretty comfortable. We got a pretty good middle infield there.
We were talking about it with Joe McFarland, but when we looked at your pitching staff so far this year, a lot of your workhorses, the guys who I think are getting 4 or 5 innings a night, they have great ERAs. Holden Hungerford's getting the start tonight for the Red Sox. He's got a 3.50 ERA, and there's like 3 or 4 other guys that are right around that same mark. Is that a strength of your team, would you say, your starting pitching, and how far can that take you in this league?
Yeah, starting pitching's good. I think we're still short one we're looking for another starter. Nick Yard did a spot start last night for us and pitched great, so I don't know if that'll be the remedy. I don't think he's a starter by trade, but pitched 7 great innings for us. Definitely looking for one more starter. We had Drevon Ziegler sign the number 1 at LSUS, decided to play in Texas, and now we're hearing that he's not happy there and might be making his way this way. So if that comes to if Drevon gets here, I mean, we're absolutely set starting pitching wise. Little light in the middle and really strong on the back end.
It's usually a good combo, though. I'm sure you can make things work, and as things fall in place, like you said, maybe a guy here, a guy there could change the whole thing. Obviously the Trans-Canada Clash with Moose Jaw, it's been going on for a few years now with the trophy involved. I think by my math, I was saying earlier, I think Regina has a 2-1 lead in the series battle there. Obviously just 1 game so far, but you guys play a ton in the second half of the season. What can fans look forward to for this edition tonight?
Well, Moose Jaw Regina's rivalry was that was probably the best rivalry we had. I don't know, maybe Saskatoon might have moved ahead now, but those 3 for sure are always great tilts, and something always happens when we play Moose Jaw, especially over there. There's no end to drama and weird things that seem to happen in that ballpark.
Yeah, there's some voodoo going on anytime any Regina Moose Jaw team play in any sport. I always say that. There's some sort of magic in the air every time. Finally, before I let you go, I can't let you go, Gary, without just talking a little bit about the big acquisition news that happened a few weeks ago. Obviously, the most recent update that we've gotten and we've talked about is that it got passed and approved by the League Board of Governors. So that's obviously a great step in the next, the path and the journey of what's going on with Queen City Sports Entertainment. I don't know if there's any more updates, but just how big has that been for you guys, just getting that all kind of out in the open and some more steps taken on the path in that journey?
Yeah, I mean, from my perspective, I can't, speak on behalf of the ownership group. I know what my role is going to be. Definitely less work than I have been doing the last 20 years. So I'll be involved on the baseball operations, and then I'm going to, kind of let the Regina Pats staff run with a lot of it, game day operations, probably social media, that type of stuff, promotion, sponsorship, all that will be off my lap.
Well, Gary, for years we've all been saying how many hats you're wearing, so maybe take a few of the hats off. I think that'll look good on you. But either way, appreciate your time here today, Gary, and enjoy the game tonight. It's going to be a good one.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for having me on.
All right, thanks again for Gary Brotzel for joining us today from the Regina Red Sox. Sounds like an exciting couple of weeks. Maybe keep an eye on that roster going forward. But tonight's matchup is the Moose Jaw Miller Express and the Regina Red Sox. It is round 2. Game 2 of the Trans-Canada Clash rivalry. We're heading now to Curry Field, so their broadcast will take over momentarily. But for everybody here at IKS Media, Bryce in the back, thank you to Joe McFarland, thank you to Gary Brotzel for joining us today on the show. And make sure you subscribe to the WCBL YouTube channel. But the game is about to start, so let's head now to Curry Field.
It is a good Sunday afternoon here in Regina, Saskatchewan, as we welcome you inside the ballpark here at Curry Field. The Weyburn Beavers back in the Queen City once again for the third time in second days. The first half of a Red Sox doubleheader, and two teams going in very different directions. The Red Sox clinching their postseason berth last night. Weyburn hoping to stay in the hunt. And again, another long day of baseball here. Donovan Mace alongside Elliot Wagner. Elliot, what are you looking forward to today?
Well, the Red Sox played almost the foil of themselves in the second game of that doubleheader earlier in the evening. They lost 5-2, winning 6-3 the next game. I think it really was part of their relief pitching from Xander Udi Zengar. I'm not sure how much we're going to see of him today. He went quite a while last night, playing over 6 innings. Today he will have two opportunities to play with the Swift Current and the Weyburn game as well. Interesting to see what the strategy is, and it'll be interesting to see what Regina team we get. It's a Regina team that has been pretty inconsistent as of late. They broke their losing streak that was up to 8 games last night, and today they'll look to gain some momentum against very winnable teams, and one very winnable game coming up that's going to be a continuation. We'll talk about that later, but they'll look to what's in front of them right now, and that's a game that they know they can win.
On the mound, hoping to move a win streak to 2 games for Regina this afternoon, is Landon Riley, making his second appearance in a Red Sox uniform. First start for Regina. Last pitch back on July 23rd, where he went 2 1/3 innings against Lethbridge, gave up 4 runs, 3 earned, 3 hits, walked 2, and struck out 2. So his ERA right now is at 11.7. Opponents batting about 273 off of him. He's given up an on-base percentage of 429, the slug at 364, and the whip over 2. So small sample size for the righty out of Rogers State. Kind of a taller, slender kind of pitcher, but interested to see what Landon Riley has today.
Interesting as well, looking at his collegiate stats. He made 23 appearances in his last season, none of them starts. At a 4-3 record in 2025 across a 3.76 ERA. He recorded 6 saves, only allowing 16 earned runs, striking out 36, and only allowing 4 extra base hits on the season. Batters batted .203 against him during his senior year. So starting a game, not exactly something he's used to, but something that he could still show some kind of efficiency. Red Sox could be looking for a pretty good afternoon.
And for the Weyburn Beavers, they are 1 loss away from getting eliminated from the postseason. They would also be eliminated today if the Moose Jaw Miller Express happened to beat the Saskatoon Berries. And here's the lineup for the Beavers, which will hope to keep them alive in that postseason hunt. Luke Malzewski will lead things off out of left field. He bats right, with Ryan Musilar out in center field this afternoon, batting second. Ryan Daffini bats third. Braden Mayencourt bats fourth in the cleanup spot. Ian Heck, who is also on the mound this afternoon for Weyburn, will bat fifth. The two-way player, Trevor Dale, bats sixth out of third base, and we are underway with a first pitch strike out of Landon Riley to Luke Malzewski. Zach Tanabe bats seventh for Weyburn. Robert Gurney and Nathan Varchassi rounds out that Beavers lineup. So a good start already. This one bounced towards Sam Baker at second. The throw over is in time. 2 pitches, 1 out for Landon Riley to get things started.
It's a good way to start things. Sam Baker over at second. He made a pitching appearance in the relief appearance in the second game of that doubleheader last night. Interesting to see him playing in the field earlier on in this 2-game set.
That brings Ryan Musilar back to the plate. 2 for 7 in that doubleheader yesterday. I mentioned it. The Beavers were here yesterday afternoon for a doubleheader. They'll clear out of the locker room after this one, and Swift Current will come and finish off a game from July 10th this evening. That one gets underway at 7 o'clock. So a long day of baseball once again for these Red Sox after doing it the last 2 nights. Starting in Medicine Hat on Friday as Musilar also grounded over to Sam Baker as the bats testing the arm of the second baseman the day after he pitched last night early.
So far, Riley throwing some pretty good stuff. He's hitting the zone and forcing that kind of ground ball contact, which is what you're looking for a reliever making your first start in a number of years.
Ryan Daffini also went 2 for 7, but added an extra base hit with a double, a run, and 1 driven in last night. The best hitter in this Beavers lineup is Daffini, and Riley starts one out with a pitch low and in the dirt for ball number 1. Now, despite the game being a doubleheader for the Red Sox, this game will be 9 innings, which means we do have a full day of baseball. The game tonight is partway through the 2nd inning. It'll be the Red Sox half when that game resets with 2 outs. So we'll play about 7 1/3 innings tonight, 9 this afternoon. 2-1 pitch to Daffini out of the hand of Riley is outside, moves the count to 3-1. Pitch here outside as Daffini works the walk. First base runner for Weyburn here in the first. Calling the balls and strikes this afternoon is Derek Sada with Sean Weatherall over there at first base. And you see him running towards second right now. He'll be patrolling second and third for the majority of the afternoon is Kevin Manzik, the three-man crew this afternoon. Braden Maincourt in. Cleanup batter for the Beavers. Very good in his own right. 47 hits in 43 games, a .283 average, including 9 doubles, 4 homers, 32 driven in. Has walked 18 times but struck out 31, and he had a stolen base first of the season last night. This one hit into center field. Ian Mott's tracking it easily. He calls everybody off, makes the grab, and the 2-out walk. No damage done as Landon Riley gets through the top of the first. 0-0 still the score. Red Sox get their first chance when we come back after the break.
White IPA and the WCBL listener from our friends at Bones Brewing, available at the Punch Trailer and at the Brew Shack. And these t-shirts and these hoodies are absolutely beautiful. Fans, here's the starting defense for the Weyburn Beavers today. At first base, Brayton Maincourt. The second baseman, Nathan Barjas. At third base, Trevor Dale. The shortstop, Zach Tanami. In the outfield, from left to right, Luke Malzewski, Ryan Wizelar, and Ryan Dobbin. The catcher, Robert Gurney, and on the mound, Ian Heck. Don't forget to grab the program. Emergency play a little by baseball bingo, presented by Uniform Local 594. Safety is our business. This is a rivalry in our first winning the territory since 1942. A proud sponsor of the Red Sox and Blackout Bingo brings you a prize pack, courtesy of Uniform Local 594. The Red Sox want to say hi to the following groups in attendance today. Lycon and Allstat Fire Safety.
Back inside Curry Field, the Red Sox with their first chance here on a Sunday afternoon, hoping to defeat the Beavers, eliminate them from playoff contention, and start a little bit of a run hanging into the postseason. And here's the lineup, which will face Ian Heck on the mound. Zade Brannigan will lead things off for Regina with Jalen Myers batting second. Matthew Fox, the shortstop, heck of a season to this point, bats third with Brady Bye. The DH this afternoon batting fourth. Daniel Castellanos behind the plate bats fifth. James Wright bats sixth with Ian Mott on center field batting seventh. Sam Baker and Jordan Tucker rounding out Regina's lineup. And let's take a look at the two-way player Ian Heck, the all-star, who has had one heck of a season at the plate and is maybe also the Beavers' best pitcher.
He's an all-star, Benny. In my opinion, he should get 2 nominations, one for his offensive output and his defensive output has been pretty well as well. So 2-3 record, a 6.69 ERA. This is 9th start of the year. He's pitched a total of 46 1/3 innings across 2025. His last game was in a 5-4 win against Moose Jaw, where he went 8 innings, allowing only 2 earned runs, 4 hits, 2 walks, and striking out 7. Somehow wasn't given the win for that game, but still a fantastic last outing.
And a good start to this point, as again, a loss means Weyburn cannot make the playoffs this year. A win at least gives them a shot. They need some help from the Saskatoon Berries, and Zane Brannigan stays alive in the 0-2 count, fouls that one down the right field line.
And I think kind of the call to Heck shows kind of the urgency and the realization of that fact. You know, the Beavers trying to push up and make that last second run, kind of that Cinderella run towards the postseason.
It was a quick top half, despite the 1 walk. Landon Riley getting through the first inning rather quickly. Red Sox looking to get ahead early. Brannigan hits this one high and into left field at the warning track, at the wall, and he hits a home run. Brannigan's first of the season. And it's a leadoff homer, 1-0 lead for Regina.
Brannigan got a lot of that ball going into left. Looked like the left fielder Malzewski might have had a play at it at the track. Tries to jump at the wall, unable to do so. Malzewski, good piece of hitting, working up from an 0-2 count to 2-2 and get something over the zone he can hit. Good introduction for the man who just made his Curry Field debut about 24 hours ago.
Showing off the power. That one just kept carrying as it kind of got into the jet stream. The wind is blowing out to left field today, which likely helped that one. And the second batter, Jalen Myers, his first pitch swinging into right. And he goes down, trying to get the jump on Heck on the very next pitch. But he goes down for an out.
No reason not to swing if you're Myers after that Brannigan base hit. And Brannigan's the type of guy that we were told was going to have good contact. He's going to have good speed, obviously leading off tonight, as he was the last two games the other night. That power kind of something, it's unexpected, but it's extremely accepted if you're the Red Sox.
And with one home run already in this inning, the meat of the lineup now comes up. Matthew Fox, who shares the team lead in home runs, comes in. Down 0-2 in the count early here. Fox yesterday, 4 for 7, a double, scored a run, drove in 3, stole a base. Adding to his all-star season, and he puts a charge into this one. Little bit more launch angle, so it's not going to get out over the fence this time, as Malzewski able to make a play on that one. And that brings to the plate the other man which shares the Red Sox home run lead, Brady Bye, to the plate. 3 for 6 effort yesterday against these same Beavers in 2 games. He swings at the first pitch, hits it on the ground towards, that's Zach Tanabe over there. And he's able to make the out. So the leadoff home run, all the damage done by Regina. It's 1-0 Red Sox lead through 1. Things roll on here on Flow Sports. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. We'll be right back.
The live sports experience is changing. Teams and facilities are under pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. IKS Live has the right team to deliver. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience, in the seats or streaming to you. IKS Live continues to bring you the best seat in the house.
There you go.
Already through a full inning here at Curry Field in Regina. 1-0 lead for the Red Sox as they were able to put a run up on the board thanks to the bat of Zaid Brannigan, the solo home run. And the Beavers looking to get it back, and they'll bring their pitcher to the plate to lead things off. It's Ian Heck stepping in. Talking about the stellar play that Heck has shown on the mound. He's doing it at the plate as well. 296 average with 53 hits. That's more than 1 per game. That includes 12 extra base hits as well. Down 1-2, and he goes around at that high fastball out of Landon Riley for the first strikeout of the afternoon for Riley.
Landon Riley showing some heat early on in this game. Gets the high fastball there on Heck. Tried to hold up, unable to do so, but so far good start for the Regina pitcher.
Take a look at the defensive alignment for the Red Sox. Landon Riley and Daniel Castellanos, the man behind the plate, the two-man battery with James Wright, Sam Baker, and Jalen Myers. The infield with Matthew Fox at shortstop. Baker will call everybody off there and make the grab for out number 2. And finishing that thought, Jordan Tucker, Ian Motts, and Zaid Brannigan, the outfield for Regina, left to right this afternoon.
Well, now if I'm Weyburn, I'm just asking some of their batters to take a pitch because they've swung it a lot and they've either grounded out or popped out to Baker, or as we saw with Dale, struck out.
Riley has been getting the Beavers batters swinging at a lot early. He's been working efficiently, just 17 pitches needed to get the first 5 outs of the ball game. Has Riley as the wind picks up a little bit. This one grounded towards Myers at third. The throw over to James Wright, who gets it on a little bit of a stretch. It's a 1-2-3 top of the second inning. Red Sox looking to extend their lead when we come back on Flow Sports. Good crowd on hand on a Sunday afternoon. 2-for-1 baseball for Regina Red Sox fans this afternoon. 23 degrees Celsius, the wind gusting up to about 20 kilometers an hour, blowing out to left field. Few clouds, but sunny. Beautiful day. Where else would you rather be on a Sunday in the Saskatchewan's capital than right here? Daniel Castellanos leads things off here. Bottom of the second inning. The Red Sox will bring the 5, 6, and 7 hitters to the plate. Castellanos fouls that one off. Castellanos put together a ton of good at-bats last night.
Very impressive in his Curry Field debut this past weekend. Started the night DHing, then would move into a catcher position where he played pretty well as well. Tonight we will be behind the backstop defensively also. Yeah, he made some good contact, showed some good power.
Only went 1 for 5, but he drew 2 walks and seemed just every at-bat. He just grinded through it, forced a lot of pitches.
Play protect very well when he was down to 2 strikes. He's going to be a key piece.
The power just wasn't rewarded for some of his hits. 2-2 pitch, high and in, fills the count. And the pitch from Heck. Contact made as Castellanos fights off another one, slices foul down the line.
Yeah, you can expect to see a lot of that. coming out of Castellanos, who, as he fouls off another one, I believe is going to be a pretty key piece for the Red Sox after they clinched a postseason berth last night. I believe that his kind of fresh perspective on things and being a new guy to the league, being a new guy to the team could really spark the Sox and help them make a run.
Payoff pitch once again. Dribbled foul. Pulled that time by Castellanos. And you mentioned it. Maybe now for Regina, you got 9 games remaining left in the season after this one, including one tonight. Maybe just hoping to try and kind of start a streak and play some of your best ball down the stretch. As this one grounded the second baseman. Varjasi makes the play in time, and down goes Castellanos to lead off the bottom of the second.
For the Red
Again,
Sox,
another great at-bat where he saw 8 or 9 pitches.
yeah, 9 pitches total for Castellanos. Eating kind of into the all-star starter of Ian Heck is what you really want for the Red Sox, especially a long day like today.
James Wright in 2 for 5 effort yesterday in those 2 games. Also drove in a run, drew a walk, and was hit by a pitch. Batting .328 coming into today in 38 games, 39 hits, 22 runs, 6 doubles, and he's not going to get on base here as he hits this one right back to Heck, who will throw it over to Mayencourt and make the grab. So here is that defensive alignment for the Beavers. Ian Heck and Robert Gurney behind the plate. The battery, Braden Mayencourt, Zach Tanabe is at short with, missed the second baseman. That's Nathan Varjasity, and Trevor Dale is over at third. Luke Malzewski, Ryan Musilar, and Ryan Duffini, the outfield for Weyburn this afternoon. Ian Motts stepping in. Pitch called a strike on the outside corner by Derek Sada. Home plate umpire, and Motts behind 0-2 to Ian Heck. Swings at this one. That's going to get through the gap and past Tanabe at short. And a 2-out base hit for Ian Motts, and this rally continues.
3 straight fastballs to the outer part of the zone for Mons, the lefty. Sees the first 2 go by. That one a little bit more into the zone, and he's able to get a piece of it on the end of the bat, rolls into left, and the 2-out rally starts for the Red Sox.
Sam Baker did not bat last night, but he did pitch 2 innings and pitched very well in those 2 innings. In fact, did not give up a run.
And was credited with the save, if I'm not mistaken.
He was, and he actually didn't even give up a hit either. He did not walk a batter, struck out 1. I think he was 6 batters up, 6 batters down. If I'm not mistaken, yes, he was. Very good second baseman, as we've already seen the defense this afternoon. 208 batter, 20 hits and 28 appearances this year, 4 extra base hits, 11 walks added to that total. 296 on base, 271 slugger. There goes the runner. It's high. Throw in there is high as well, and it's a stolen base for Ian Mons.
Well, this is really nothing new for the Red Sox with Mons running with 2 outs. Really like the decision. The high throw from Gurney allowed there to be no play for the second baseman.
So 1-2 count now with 2 outs and a runner at second. Ian Heck, contact made, and that gets past the diving Tanabe. Motts will come around third. Baker will hold up at first. RBI, 2-out single for Sam Baker, getting it done on both sides of the plate.
Similar to Mons, he's able to get a piece of a pitch towards the outside of him. Hits on the end of it and pulls it into left. Mons really not even hesitating, running around third, getting the wave and doubles his Regina advantage.
Jordan Tucker in now. Tucker 0 for 7 yesterday. One of the only Regina Red Sox to not get a hit at all yesterday. was for sure the only guy who played both games, which did. Now that I think about it. Oh yes, Joey Graves was in the ball game. But we also talked about yesterday the importance of playing ahead. Why is it, Elliot, in this game, you're playing against a team like Weyburn, get ahead, stay ahead, and keep that pedal down and stay in front?
Well, in the case of the Red Sox, they've played, 3 straight doubleheaders counting tonight, so their bullpen is going to be pretty ravished across the games they've played. So getting ahead and not having to get too deep into your bullpen in a tight scenario where it's maybe 1 run or 2 runs or even you're trailing is going to really help you guys going into some tough games against Saskatoon and against Moose Jaw to round out the year.
Tucker has fouled off 3 balls this at-bat. Down to the count, 1-2. Pitch from Heck. Contact made once again, and it's out of play once again out of Jordan Tucker. Seeing the ball well. This hasn't been rewarded with a base hit quite yet. At least on this weekend. Pitch from Heck. High. They'll look behind, and Baker back in as he kind of had a little bit of an extended lead.
He had a very big secondary lead and nearly was picked off coming back to first. The first baseman, main court, not in position, however.
Robert Gurney trying to be a little sneaky on the defensive side from behind the plate. Gives the sign. This one hit right to the third baseman. Dale will go the short way to second. Varjasi able to make the play, and down go Again, will lead things off, looking to do exactly what he did in the bottom of the first when he hit a home run.
I'll lead off jack into left that he was able to pull really well. He was looking for a breaking ball over the plate that didn't break, and he found it. Got a pretty good barrel of the ball as he lifted one over the signs and left.
Check swing. They'll call it a strike. Did not go around, though, as it was in the zone. First home run, 4th RBI of the season for Brannigan as he hits this one on the ground towards the shortstop. He's got the wheels, and it was close, but the throw from Tanabe was in time, and they set down Brannigan here.
Brannigan immediately, as he ran through first base, was trying to signal for that to be safe. They'll rule it maybe by half a step or less than that the throw came in, and there's one gone.
Zach Tanabe showing off the arm power in the shortstop hole as well to even make that close, as Brannigan has shown off the wheels in these 3 games here at Curry Field this weekend. Great solid contact out of Jalen Myers. First hit of the afternoon for him. Breaks a little bit of a cold streak as well. Myers did not have a hit back on July 17th against Brooks, but he did have 3. Or sorry, that was against Okotoks, but he did have 3 against Brooks the day prior, and he hasn't played since then. Matthew Fox in, takes a first pitch ball, second pitch in the dirt. Good block by Robert Gurney to keep Myers over there at first. And we know Myers can run. 1 stolen base in 4 games this year for Myers. There he goes. Pitch is high. Throw is offline, and he's safe in there. 2nd stolen base for Myers this season.
A great jump, good initial and secondary lead there from Myers. Throw wasn't bad. It was a little bit behind Myers, or a little too ahead of him, I should say. Now there's another runner in scoring position.
And a 3-0 count for Matthew Fox. And Heck got him off balance with the breaking ball as Fox was looking fastball. We've seen the power numbers increase this year over last year for Fox. Big swing there as he was looking for something similar. He had 3 home runs last year. Did Fox 7 to this point of the season in 2025. Three-two pitch. Contact made, skied in the infield. Mayencourt will call everybody off and make the grab just on the infield grass for out number 2.
Good communication from Mayencourt, able to wave off his first baseman and make the grab all on his own. Kind of an unfortunate at bat there for Fox, going up 3-0 and falling down to 3-2 before popping up one pretty weak into the infield. He'll want that one back, but he'll hand things over to a pretty dangerous hitter himself.
Brady Bine takes a first pitch called strike. Fox last night had 2 straight plate appearances where he did not get on base. It was his last of the first game and the first of the second game, but otherwise reached on every other appearance. 4 hits, including a double yesterday, and then Brady Bye, 3 for 6. This one hit hard into center field. Muselar going back and to his left, able to make the grab. Hard contact out of Brady Bye, but it doesn't get down. So the Red Sox lead remains 2. It is 2-0. First, third, complete here at Curry Field. Things roll on. We'll be right back. Through the first third here at Curry Field in Regina, Saskatchewan, Red Sox holding on to a 2-0 lead through 3 innings. And we'll just remind you, of course, watching on Flow Sports, thanks in partnership to our friends at IKS Media this afternoon. And of course, if you want to see the highlights of this game or maybe the 2 doubleheader games from yesterday, you can head to the Western Canadian Baseball League YouTube page for all the highlights of this and all games across the league, and watch full games on demand. They're usually posted about 2 days after the completion of each afternoon. Or you could stay right here on Flow Sports, watch them all live. And we thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Landon Riley back in the righty, pitching very well. Has given up just 1 hit and 1 walk through the first 3 innings, and he's needed just 30 pitches to do it. But as we know, Ryan Dauphiney, a stingy batter in this Beavers lineup, drew a walk back in the first base runner for Weyburn this afternoon. And he fouls this one out of play to stay alive. Good crowd on hand for this rivalry matchup in the East Division of the Western Canadian Baseball League. The playoff picture coming a little bit more into focus, particularly in this East Division. The West Division, a little bit more juggling could go on. One-two pitch, low and in the dirt. Dauphiney lays off, evens the count at 2. Pitch, check swing, did not go, fills the count. That's Shen Weatherall over there saying that Dauphiney held up in time on the check swing.
That was a really good job from Dauphiney to hold up on that. Very tempting breaking ball on the outer part of the plate.
That one fouled back and off the face mask of Castellanos, as this is probably the at-bat, at least on the Weyburn Beavers side, which has gone the longest to this point.
They're going to have to start looking at some pitches as well, as they are in this at-bat. They've been swinging at pretty much anything.
Payoff pitch, call this strike, and down goes Ryan Dauphiney for out number 1 to lead things off in the 4th.
Just when I was talking about how the Beavers are starting to watch more pitches in and be a little bit more patient, Dauphin sees one on the outer part of the plate that he held off against earlier. Thought he was going to get the call there and ends up walking back to the dugout.
Brady Mancourt comes on in, hits this one. First pitch swinging out into center field, going back on his Ian Montz. About 10 feet in front of the warning track, makes the grab. Out number 2. And now the pitcher, Ian Heck, back in. Second plate appearance. He's been doing really well on the mound despite the 2 runs against.
I think the Beavers more so need him to potentially get on base, start this 2-out rally, and keep this inning going if the Beavers want to keep their playoff chances alive.
Great first pitch from Landon Riley, called a strike. Swinging there, soft pop-up. Jalen Myers is going to make the grab, moving to his left, and then just in front of the shortstop, Matthew Fox. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. Second time this afternoon the Beavers have done that. And the score remains 2-0. We'll be back on Flow Sports. Bottom of the 4th here at Curry Field. Ian Heck back on the mound after being the last out in the top half for Weyburn, and after giving up 2 runs in the first 2 innings, able to put up a donut last inning.
Interesting to see what the Red Sox are able to come up with. Castellanos, Wright, and Montz all coming up. 1 hit among those 3 so far in this game, and a long at-bat we've already seen out of Castellanos. We can kind of expect that to happen again.
So Heck out of Roseville, California, was a guy who did play 2 ways at York University as well. In 2025, a 7-4 record in 14 appearances, 5.6 ERA in 69 innings pitched, and then was a near 400 hitter for the Panthers in 48 games, where he had 74 hits, nearly 2 per game. And that includes 18 home runs, 72 RBIs, a set slugging percentage of over 770, and an on base of over 480. As Castellanos hits this one hard and into right field, but Dauphin makes the grab for out number 1. Those are shocking numbers to me. James right back in, grounded back to the pitcher in the 2nd inning. Takes a first pitch strike here. So 0 for 1 on the afternoon. Right out of Northern Colorado University, where he's a junior. Has a chance to maybe come back up to Regina next season. if he so pleases. Pitch here from Mack, low and in the dirt. Good take by James Wright. Listed as a catcher, but we've seen him a lot over at first base this year when he's in the lineup. 3-2 pitch. Ian Motts waits on deck for the results of this one. Whether or not there'll be a runner on base for him or not, yet to be determined. Pitch from Heck. Contact made. Over to the shortstop. From a knee, Tanabe makes the grab. Throw over is in time for out number 2.
Good pick from the first baseman. Main court had to field that one kind of twice. Knocks it down, picks it right back up, and is able to record the out, and it's 2 gone.
Ian Motts comes back in. Now, he did come to the plate with 2 outs in the second when he got a hit and then came around to score. Similar spot here for him to do the same. First pitch swing, and this one's popped high and into shallow left center field. The left fielder, Malzewski, will call everybody off and make the grab as Motts goes down on the first pitch. 1, 2, 3 go the Red Sox in the bottom of the 4th. We hit the 5th. Score remains 2-0. Uh-oh. That's not good. So the play streak's down? I'll give it a mention. Well, our game is, yeah. Okay. Don't have a power cord there? Don't have a power cord to plug it in. Oh, it's too hot. Put that thing up. Block it from the sun. Why is it so hot then? yeah, warm it up. Top of the 5th inning here. Now, if you are like us and trying to use the point streak to follow along, the scorers have let us know that unfortunately some technical difficulties due to the heat of the computer forcing them to stop scoring the game electronically for the time being. They're hoping to get the electronic scorecard back up as soon as possible, but a very hot day here in Regina, and playing a little bit of spoiler for us is the technology here. Yeah, it's all good, though. Things roll on.
Upwards of 26 degrees.
In steps Trevor Dale, third baseman for Weyburn this afternoon. 0 for 1 at the plate so far. Dale, 289 hitter, 48 hits in 43 games. 33 runs scored, and then has 14 extra base hits, including 7 home runs. That's good enough for the team lead. This one grounded towards Sam Baker. He charges it. Great play by the second baseman, Baker.
Read that one really well off the plate. Knew he was going to have to come in for it to beat out the speedy Dale, and does just that.
So Zach Tanabe stepping in. Grounded out to the third baseman back in the second inning, which ended that inning, the third out. Takes the first pitch strike here out of Landon Riley. Riley has been moving nicely through this game. Again, Regina having to be able to work with the rotation a little bit more than maybe most teams are used to, and on the soft grounder, just put in a tough spot for Landon Riley to make the play.
Yeah, chopper that Riley wanted to come in for. He called off Castellanos, who maybe had a better play at it. We're never really going to know, as Riley had trouble fielding it barehand off the grass.
Almost a swinging bunt there out of Zach Tanabe.
Only the second hit allowed by the starter.
So that will bring Robert Gurney to the plate. 1 out, 1 runner on. Gurney also grounded out to the third baseman. First plate appearance of the afternoon. Gurney, a guy that's batting just 167 this year. 17 hits in 35 games. So didn't have any hits last night, though, so he would be due here if he gets one every 2 games. And he's got some power, 4 extra base hits, so the slug, 245. Draws quite a few walks, despite the 167 average, the on base at 325. And he's ahead 2-0 in the count here. Pitch here from Riley just misses the outside. Black says Derek Sada, so now a 3-0 count to Gurney.
Riley, he wants to get back in this at-bat knowing that this could be the inning ending out if he makes that play earlier. Getting back in this one is pretty crucial.
And it's a 4-pitch walk of Robert Gurney. Second walk Riley has surrendered, but the first since the first inning. So that brings Nathan Varjassi to the plate. We'll have a quick little mound visit here from Stephen Bunce. As 2 runners on, the first time more than 1 runner has been on for Weyburn this afternoon. Now for Varjassi, the University of Calgary product out of Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, a 3rd year with the Dinos, but has yet to play a game for the U of C. Got his first hit in the WCBL earlier today. Actually, oh yeah, first hit in the WCBL, but I have been corrected. He actually played with the Moose Jaw Miller Express back in 2022. Was 0 for 5 coming into today in his career. Now 1 for 6. This one grounded towards the third baseman. He has no play at second, so they'll just get the 1 out at first as down goes Varjassi, but he advances the runner, so a productive out.
Productive out and smart fielding there from Myers. Fielded on the 1 hop coming in towards the pitcher's mound. Decided to take the glance and take the throw to first. Smart play.
Luke Malzewski comes in, leadoff hitter for Weyburn this afternoon, but 0 for 2. Now 1 for his last 10 over this 3-game set with the Red Sox. Tough series for the leadoff man, Malzewski. Still has lots of baseball, though. Maybe at least 1 more plate appearance after this to turn it around. 0-1 pitch in there as Riley gets ahead 0-2, 1 strike away from getting out of the toughest situation he's been in today. And the delivery. And they got him looking as down goes Malzewski. Gives Derek Sada a little bit of a piece on his way back to the dugout, shaking his head, but nonetheless, the Beavers leave 2 stranded in scoring position. Unable to put a number on the board yet. It's 2-0 Red Sox as we cross the halfway mark here at Curry Field.
refinery workers putting the care in career since 1942. You can scratch these numbers off if you have them in your program. 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 18, 21, 23, 24, and 26. If you have all 9 numbers on your card during this game, please take the card to the official scorekeeper for verification via the first game card with all 9 numbers will be awarded a prize. Have you purchased your tickets for the new Regina Red Sox Progressive 50-50? The jackpot started at $5,000 and keeps growing. It all wraps up with the draw September 1st. Don't miss your shot at the best. On sale on merchandise trailer.
Bottom of the 5th inning here at Curry Field, and one thing I just noticed about Ian Heck, looking at his career stats between the NAIA and WCBL, 100th career WCBL game this afternoon for Ian Heck.
That's an impressive number in a league with a lot of turnover and a lot of players maybe going to different teams, going to different leagues, having wild college seasons. It's impressive for him over his multiple seasons to eclipse that 100-game mark. Congratulations to him.
Yeah, the York University Panthers senior last season, maybe coming close to the end of his amateur baseball career. And a good one at that as well. One of the best Weyburn Beaver pitchers we have seen in a long time. Fan favorite, beloved by the town, the team, fans, and 2 for 7, last for 1 so far with a walk and a strikeout. Went down looking last plate appearance. First pitch swinging into foul territory, chasing after it is right in front of the Red Sox dugout, and he makes the grab leaning over the fence. Able to track that one right off the bat and make the grab.
Get right in the side of his hip on that pole. It's a pretty high fence on that dugout of the Red Sox. Read it pretty well. I don't even think he knew where the dugout was when he was reaching over for it. Ends up being a pretty fantastic catch for out number 2.
Brendan Marincourt in 0 for 2 after the 1 for 5 effort last night, and he's going to ground out to Sam Baker here, and he's going to make Baker pay. Baker going to take it to the first base bag by himself and make Marincourt pay for the lack of hustle out of the box. A little bit of gamesmanship out of the second base.
Yeah, that's I mean, Baker has the speed to do that. I think he might get a little bit of a talking to from his coaches about just maybe making the throw, making it a little bit easier, but he was able to get the out and able to end the inning.
1, 2, 3 go the Beavers. It remains 2-0 Red Sox, bottom of the 6th. Here we go. I don't know if I like that.
That last play or what?
Yeah.
I don't like it either.
I don't like it.
I thought he just took it because he just fielded it well and had some momentum and thought, I'll take it myself. I didn't even see the batter running that slow.
What do you think about that, Harry? Oh, you think so?
But he threw it out at the end. Did you see that?
Yeah, I think he finally just got it out.
Yeah. $20.
Bottom of the 6th inning, Jalen Myers leads things off, but we look back at that last out there, and, we were talking during the break about the situation, and, our scorer, Harold, made a pretty good point. Ball looked like it maybe just got caught in the glove a little bit.
When Baker was running over to first, he immediately got the ball out and kind of threw it towards the mound. Almost looked like he had kind of had some trouble getting it out and had been trying to yank it out as he made his run over to first and recorded the final out. It's kind of a situation we didn't really think of, but either way, they turn things over to the Red Sox side of things with Jalen Myers.
Myers had 2-1. Now the count even at 2-2, but also heads up defense out of Sam Baker to even realize, hey, I can't get this ball out of the glove. I got to run this over to first. Still made the out, so Red Sox now looking to increase their 2-run lead. Still remains 2-0 as Myers grounds this over to Tanabe. Throw over to Marincourt is in time. Out number 1 to lead things off as down goes Myers. Tanabe didn't want to run that over.
I'm sure that would have been a lot harder from short, but now that it's happened already, I'm sure the middle infielders are thinking about it a little bit more.
Matthew Fox steps in. He's flown out to left field and popped up to the first baseman this afternoon as he takes 2 balls in the dirt here to start this plate appearance. We've seen the bat woken up for Matthew Fox over the last number of weeks. It was a little bit of a slower start, but what have you noticed out of Matthew Fox, which has really changed for him really since the start of the second half?
Well, I think there's also a spot in the lineup that's kind of been a big part of it, batting third. He was batting towards the bottom off an 8 and 9 from going to leadoff spot last season with the Red Sox, so he's just been jumping around in his Red Sox career. I feel like he's really taking advantage of guys like Justin Samard and Jackson Searing having to leave the team, and he's really taken the spot of kind of the slugger.
This one squibbed down the first base line, but spins foul off the bat of Fox. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th, full count. Ian Heck, 82nd pitch of the afternoon for the two-way player. Ball's in the dirt, and Matthew Fox will walk. Just the first walk Ian Heck has surrendered this afternoon.
And just the third man to reach in the past few innings for the Red Sox. Their offense has kind of drowned out a little bit, but once again, Brady Bye can turn that all around with the swing, as we've seen.
Well, the 2-out hit by Zayd Brannigan in the last inning stopped a streak of 8 straight Regina Red Sox who have been set down, and then Brannigan ended up getting picked off in the rundown to end the inning. And so, situation here where the Red Sox offense got out to a lead early but haven't been able to do much since. Brady Bye 0 for 2 so far. Hard swing out to right field. It's a short porch, but it's not deep enough, and it lands just foul of the line, just a couple feet.
It looked like Delfini might have had a piece of it, or might have had a read on it going into foul territory. Instead, it falls in front of him, and that was pretty well hit, but a little bit later for Bye.
Just a couple feet to the left, and that's extra bases. Matthew Fox would have had a chance to score, would have at least gone to third, as this one popped to the left side. Chasing after it is Malzewski in foul territory, makes the grab out in left field. And back to first base goes Matthew Fox.
This one a lot more playable on the other side of the outfield, and Malzewski reads this one pretty well also. A lot more of a launch angle on that one, extremely archy out of the bat of Bye.
Daniel Castellanos back in 0 for 2 so far, and after the 1 for 5 game yesterday, he had a hit in each of the previous games he had played before coming to Regina. Had 1 hit in the evening game yesterday. Takes a first pitch ball in the dirt. Ian Heck looks over at Fox over there at first. Gets the sign from Gurney. Here's the delivery. No, they're going to look over at first, and Fox back in standing up.
Ian Heck, the contrast from runners on to runners off in the pace he takes to throw the next pitch is quite large.
That time he goes to the plate, ball number 2. Red Sox with a leadoff home run, bottom of the first inning, and then an RBI single by Sam Baker with 2 outs in the second, and since then it's been donuts, and Ian Heck has been pitching really well, limiting this Red Sox offense to very little. Just the 1 extra base hit, as well as there's been 4 hits, all singles other than the home run. Walked just the 1 batter, and it just happened to Matthew Fox. 2 outs, 3-0 pitch, called a strike. As Castellanos checks in with Derek Sada behind the plate about where that one caught, just so he knows for the next time he sees it there. This one's swinging. That's going to land in front of the right fielder, Delfini. They'll play station to station, do the Red Sox, and there's 2 runners on with 2 outs. For James Wright, first hit of the afternoon for the catcher, Castellanos.
This will spark a conversation on the mound as Heck lets a couple men reach. Still 2 outs, so I'd imagine that leash is still pretty long. But Red Sox starting to piece some runners together.
Pitching coach out is Phil Curtis for the Beavers. Not taking Ian out here. There is a couple pitchers getting work done in the Berries bullpen. Looks like they're just starting to warm up. A little bit of stretching only. First mound visit for the Berries this afternoon. Should note the Red Sox also had one. Heck, up to 90 pitches now in 5 2/3 innings of work. So these Red Sox batters making him work, but not really putting him in many pressure situations.
No, they haven't done that just yet. This is probably the closest that they've gotten to one.
That one just missing, says Sada behind the plate. So it's a called ball. Right. 2 ground outs so far. This one hit in the air this time. Chasing after it is Muzilar. And he makes the grab and falls to his left after making sure he gets the out. And the Red Sox leave another 2 stranded and are unable to add to their 2-0 lead. So it remains 2-0 as we head to the top of the 7th. This one rolling along nicely. Last third here at Curry Field upcoming on Flow Sports. Which Players Weekend jersey is that?
Sorry?
Which Players Weekend jersey is that?
16. Red. Is that Duran? Maybe?
No, Duran wasn't in the league yet.
That's definitely a Red Sox one.
The Players Weekend. And Red Sox or Angels? I think it's Red Sox.
Oh, Benny. Who is this?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Benintendi.
Yeah, makes sense. Interesting.
I'm such a casual, sorry.
Yeah. Landon Riley out for his 7th inning of work into this part of the ball game. Has been a very good pitcher so far.
Yeah, as we head into the 7th, for Riley, he's gone 6 hole, allowing only 2 hits, walking just 2 and striking out 3. So, nothing crazy across the strikeout numbers or across the low hits or walks. He's been pretty average in that sense, but his defense has just played total shutdown. He's recorded a lot of outs in a row, which gets momentum, gets your team kind of in it, and Red Sox have not looked back since.
So we gave up a run or a hit and a walk back in the 5th when he needed just 14 pitches to do so, to still get through that. That's the hardest he's had to work in an inning. Last inning, he needed just 6 to get through it. And so his counterpart on the mound, Ian Heck, will try to break through on the scoreboard here at the plate. And it's fitting that we see a little Shohei Ohtani jersey right behind home plate. With Ian Mack on the mound and at the plate. Heck's 3rd plate appearance of the afternoon. Oh, that one's over the head as Riley just lost the grip.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how many, on a personal note, it's cool to see how many different kind of jerseys, baseball jerseys, come into Curry Field. You usually get your Red Sox ones, your Boston Red Sox ones as well. We saw a Players Weekend Andrew Benintendi one earlier. The Shohei Ohtani one right in front of us, a black Japan WBC version. That guy knows ball.
Those are nice jerseys. I like those ones with the gold. Heck hits this one, pulls it foul. Myers is going to lay off as it goes into the crowd.
Yeah, that one had a incredible arc on it as Heck kind of flexes the power a little bit, threatening Riley not to throw anything too over the plate.
Maybe just a little out in front and a little under it. Saw it nicely. Again, the wind helping the pull hitters for the right-handed batters. 2-2 pitch, called a strike, and down goes Ian Heck on strikes for the second time this afternoon. And as a pitcher himself, and Ian Heck just got tossed out of this ball game. That's really unfortunate for a guy on the mound who has been dealing.
And I think what did it was Heck pointed where the pitch was with his bat, and that's going to immediately get you tossed no matter what league you're playing in. Derek Chada, he's going to have none of it. Remember the Beavers coaching staff, I believe this
Phil
is Ken
Curtis
Williams.
out now having a conversation with Sada. Curtis will appear to stay in the ball game.
Yeah, it was definitely an inside part of the zone, if it clipped the zone at all, and that's what Eck was kind of arguing about. And now, here's an interesting note. Beavers pitcher's now out of the game after pitching pretty fantastically.
Yeah, we were starting to wonder if maybe through 6 was going to spell the afternoon for Ian Heck regardless on the mound, and with one last chance to get up to the plate and maybe do some damage before being removed from the game, then they give them the opportunity, and he comes out of the ball game nonetheless. As around goes Trevor Dale, and he falls behind in the count 0-2. Also of note, because Heck was batting, the Weyburn coaching staff and Cam Williams will have to be a little bit more resourceful with their lineup. And so too does Heck out of the game in the pitcher spot.
I mean, do or die game. Your best hitter and pitcher is now gone. That's like DEFCON 1 if you're wearing a light blue jersey.
He allowed just 6 hits. As here is Dale with a base hit into right field. Little 1-out rally, hoping to get sparked here for Weyburn. They're just trying to get runners around the bases. They haven't been able to do that yet.
And whenever they're getting their base hits, it's usually with 1 or 2 out, or usually with 2 out, I should say. Now with 1, a little bit more breathing room.
Zach Tanabe in. Shortstop this afternoon, 1 for 2. The beer batter here at Curry Field, doing his part to keep the fans restless. As he's reached on base 1 time. Grounded out to the third baseman in the second. Base hit. Swinging bunt first base for a base hit back in the 5th. And pitcher Landon Riley just wasn't able to get to. 1-1 count here. That's right back. It hits the leg of Riley, gets up. And they're going to take time here and address the situation of the pitcher. Is looked a little uncomfortable getting up after getting hit by the hit, and he'll call off Ry Pathakos and say he's good.
Riley picking that ball up. Looked like he had time to throw over to first, but as he said, I think it was just the fact that he got hit with a baseball line straight back to his plant leg. Kind of shook him up for a little bit, and now 2 on for the Beavers.
Just the second time this afternoon the Beavers have had more than 1 runner on base. The last time was back in the 5th. Both runners were stranded, and the Beavers went 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position in that situation. That is where they stand for the average with runners in scoring position. The furthest a runner has gotten is 3rd. And so Robert Gurney, who walked last time up 0 for 1 on the afternoon, has a chance to drive in a run and maybe give Weyburn a little bit of life in this ball game. They're only down 2, but it seems like they just haven't been able to generate anything.
It's 2, but it's a very usable and easy to get 2 runs. They've gotten men on, and here probably their best chance to bring them around.
Pitch is a little up, says Derek Sada, as some fans here at Curry Field give a little bit of a groan. Landon Riley also wanted the strike. Nonetheless, 2-0 count to the catcher, Gurney. In the Beavers bullpen, reliever warming up a little quicker than they were before. That one also misses outside, ball number 3. There is also some work being done in the Red Sox side. 4-pitch walk here would be a little bit worrisome for the man on the mound and Landon Riley. That one, a much better pitch right down the middle. Gurney was taken all the way for strike 1. Also interesting to note again, we just remind you, although the doubleheader for the Red Sox, this game right now is a 9-inning game, full game between the Beavers and Red Sox. The game this afternoon will pick up 2 outs in the bottom of the second as Gurney hits this one into left. And Tucker able to make the grab, but unfortunately for Trevor Dale, he was already rounding third. A catastrophic mistake by Trevor Dale.
He had no idea how many outs there were, only with 1, was taking a long turn around third. He's going to get doubled up to end the inning. That is just inexcusable for the Beavers in this stage of their season.
So the Beavers had maybe one of their best chances to put a run up on the board, but the mistake means they have another donut. We'll introduce it to the new Weyburn pitcher when we come back after the break.
That is just...
Yeah, that was devastating. Hear that? Logan Kinter. In the midst of the 7th inning stretch here at Curry Field, as the fans go through the Red Sox version of Take Me Out to the Ball Game here on a Sunday afternoon. And the new pitcher into the ball game for the Weyburn Beavers is the righty out of Eastern New Mexico University, Logan Kinter.
Kinter, a 3-6 record coming into this relief appearance. He has 15 appearances on the year, 14 of those in relief, only 1 start. Has gone 33 2/3 innings, striking out 37, walking 16. His last appearance came on the 25th. He allowed 6 runs in 1 1/3 innings in a 12-6 loss. Allowed 5 base hits, 3 walks, and struck out 1.
That appearance swelled the ERA almost a full point and a half. Batters hitting .299 off of him. The on-base percentage over .390. Slugging over .315. And Ian Motts will be the first man to face him this afternoon. Motts is 1 for 2 with a run. He also, or a single and a run. First pitch takes it for a ball for Ian Heck. He worked 6 full, gave up 6 hits, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, 2 runs, both earned. Did not hit a batter, and was actually dealing quite efficiently, and then was thrown out arguing balls and strikes his last plate appearance. And so Kinter right now becomes the number 5 hitter, I suspect. That Kinter will not be coming on the mound. He has no plate appearances to this point of the year. 2-1 count from Kinter to Ian Motts. Gurney gives the sign. Here's the delivery. Hard hit, pulled foul. Pitch high and outside, ball number 3 to Mott. So, sorry, fills the count at 3-2, no outs. And that one outside, and Motts works the leadoff walk.
Good patience from Motts, knows what he needs to do. More men on, the better chance Regina have to kind of veer this momentum fully back in their favor.
It's the first leadoff base runner Regina has had since the very first inning when the leadoff man had a home run. It's been a struggle at the top of the lineup for Regina hitters all afternoon. Wind blowing out to left field. Baker shows bunt, pulls it back, called strike. Trevor Dale just on the edge of the infield grass, awaiting that potential bunt from Sam Baker. He shows the bunt again, this one towards the pitcher. Kinter will pick it up, he'll throw it over, and Baker ends up falling down. And of course, we think back to that situation where the ball was caught in the mitt and he had to run it over to second. Maybe a little how you do, because the guy he got out was Braden Maincourt.
Yeah, I'm wondering if maybe Maincourt just brought that one down a little bit hard. Throws a little bit high from the pitcher. I'm sure there's no intent in that.
So score with the sack bunt, and it moves the runner Motts over. As Jordan Tucker hits this one in front of the center fielder, rounding third. The play at the plate is offline, and Ian Motts comes across to score. RBI single for Jordan Tucker, and for the first time since the second inning, Regina has put a run up on the board, and the lead is now 3-0.
Motts once again thinking about scoring just like he did from second, in the second. Really no question about it. It was a good throw in from center from Milzar, but a little bit offline.
And the sack bunt by Sam Baker pays off. A run created for the second baseman. Brings the leadoff batter, Zaid Brannigan, 2 for 3, a home run and a single. So he's a double and a triple away from the cycle, and he's got the wheels to be able to potentially do it. First pitch called a ball. And then the pickoff attempt over there at first. This one will go to the plate. Base hit into right field for Brannigan, third of the afternoon. They'll hold up Tucker at second. 2 runners on now for Jalen Myers.
And hold up, they mean he took a pretty wide turn and had to slide back. And now 2 on 1 out. The bullpen for the Beavers starting to get a little bit more active. And now we're starting to see why Ian Heck getting thrown out of the game was so costly for the Beavers.
Yeah, we've kind of been talking about this Weyburn team. They are, whoa, is this one over the head of Jalen Myers? That one just seemed like maybe the release point a little bit off out of Kinter. But just to finish that thought, this Weyburn team on paper should be a really good team. It was just the consistency over a 56-game season to this point, just a struggle as Kinter will step off. Because they do have several good players in the lineup, on the mound. just couldn't get the wins to show for it.
And unfortunately, that's been a common trend for the Beavers for the past couple of seasons now.
And they'll look Jordan Tucker back as he kind of stumbled back to second base.
And nearly balked there as well. Got to be careful next time he looks over second.
You can see Kevin Manzik standing there looking at the pitcher intently just in case, as that's a ball, and now a 2-0 count to Jalen Myers. As the runners on base definitely putting the pressure on the young righty. Kinter is a sophomore out of Rio Rancho, New Mexico. Pitch fouled off. Check swing, just kind of off the end of the bat of Myers. Currently about 3:45 local time here in Regina. Regardless of when this game ends, the second game this evening will start at 7 p.m. Again, bottom of the second inning in that game. We'll pick it up, and we have a little mound visit here between Kinter and Gurney as they look to make sure they're on the same page and making sure James Wright hasn't already picked something up.
Yeah, lineup changes, bullpen usage. It's going to be very interesting to see what kind of comes up for both sides. A different team, a team in Swift Current that's also had their fair share of struggles, especially in the recent times. A team that's also eliminated from playoff contention.
Yes, they were eliminated last night with a huge 24-4 loss against Medicine Hat, and on Thursday night, a situation there has led to a 10-game suspension of their manager. So he is done for the remainder of the season. Big swing out of Jalen Myers for strike number 1.
Yeah,
Much better pitch out of Kinter as well. Sorry, strike number 2. Evens the count. Two-two pitch upcoming. Tucker off of second. Brannigan off of first. Both runners going. Ball's in the dirt. The swing over top. And the play not in time, so the double steal on the strikeout, and now 2 runners in scoring position for Matthew Fox.
Well, I love the call, even with 1 out, to steal both bases and get both in scoring position for a dangerous hitter. So the strikeout will somewhat be overlooked as both stolen bases were succeeded.
So 2 stolen bases on the strikeout. 2 runners in scoring position. Matthew Fox drawing back in 0 for 2, but did draw a walk last plate appearance in the 6th. Takes the first pitch strike. Flew out to the left fielder in the first inning. Popped up in the 3rd. Good RBI spot here for Fox, who leads the team in that category with 35. He also has 26 extra base hits this season, also good enough for the team lead. And second on the team in batting average without a hit this afternoon. Swings at that breaking ball in the dirt for strike number 2.
And you feel like with the way that the game has kind of slowed down a little bit, Weyburn's opportunities are going to become a little bit longer. So getting these, at least one of these runs across is going to be super key.
Fox's average right now at .333. That breaking ball just missing the top of the zone across the plate as Kinter looked like he wanted it. So a ball comes in from, I assume, from the dugout, or sorry, the bullpen rather. Just ended up behind home plate. Slight delay. Get things re-going. 2-2 count, 2 outs, 2 runners on. Number 3 hitter Matthew Fox at the plate. Ball's in the dirt. Good block by Gurney to keep that one in front of him. And count is now full, but if that one gets to the backstop, Jordan Tucker's coming across to score the 4th run of the ball game. Payoff pitch. In there as Matthew Fox was taking it. Great little breaking ball. Finds the high and inside corner, says Derek Sada. Second straight strikeout out of Kinter to end the inning. But the Red Sox add one. Beavers down to their final 6 outs. It's 3-0. Top of the 8th upcoming. Riley again? Still?
Looks like it. I think I might just give it to him until he gives up one. They have no reason to. Especially after that longer inning.
It's only got 77 pitches right now, so. Down to their final 6 outs, down 3 runs are these Weyburn Beavers, but they'll bring Nathan Varjassi to the plate to lead things off here. Top of the 8th inning, followed by Luke Malzewski on deck and Ryan Musilar the rest of the do-up this inning. Landon Riley back out to face at least this batter. Varjassi 1 for 2 on the afternoon with a single back in the 3rd inning. Just 77 pitches for Landon Riley. This one popped into center. Diving is Jordan Tucker, but he's unable to hold on to it. And so Varjassi reaches to lead things off here in the 8th.
That also would have been an interesting one. A flare into shallow left. It looked like Tucker was kind of jogging in like he maybe had a read on it. I wonder if he saw Fox backing up and thought that was maybe going to be the shortstop's ball. Tucker tried to lay out for the fantastic catch, unable to do so.
With Luke Malzewski coming up now, just the 5th hit of the ball game for the Beavers there. As this one, double play ball under the glove of Baker. So the double play unattainable, but they do get the out to Malzewski and the runner advances.
A hard hit ball for Baker to field, so that one really, I don't think it's going to be an error. It shouldn't be. It should just be the fielder's choice, and it's going to be a tough play for anyone to field that on a hop and read it well.
Was hit hard, took a little bit of a short hop on Baker as well, just in front of his glove, and he was trying to kind of trap it, just wasn't able to pick it up. And his first pitch swinging is Ryan Musilar. He's done that a couple times as it's flown into center. Varjassi will bluff over to the 3rd after tagging up and retreat back to 2nd, out number 2. 2 quick outs after the leadoff single.
2 quick outs because Weyburn there are just trying to swing away now, and I think it's starting to settle in that this is really going to be it. Final 4 outs now for a chance in a playoff position.
But still the most dangerous Beavers hitter comes up to the plate, and Ryan Dauphine. Landon Riley, we were getting a little bit concerned about the pitch count coming in, but the 2 quick outs here has helped that out. He's used just 81 bullets. That is 82nd, a ball just outside. Most amount of work he's had this year. Of course, just the one game where he pitched 2 1/3. And he's going to get through 8 tiers. This one's hit into right field. Brannigan able to track it easily, and it's into the glove. Out number 3, the leadoff single snuffed out. It remains no further than going to second base, and the Beavers still behind 3-0. Red Sox looking to add at least one more in the bottom of the 8th. We'll be right back on Flow Sports. Still Kinter?
Yep.
Not freaking out. The pitcher spot does come up.
Oh, no way. I think that is a different one.
Who is that?
I think it is 2. I think it's 1. Keaton Husband.
Okay. Back inside Curry Field here, bottom of the 8th inning, new pitcher in for the Weyburn Beavers.
Keaton Husband, the righty from Weyburn, Saskatchewan and Minnesota West Community College, where he just finished his freshman year, is going to make his 14th relief appearance of the year. A 10.80 ERA, 0-0 record, no saves, 20 innings pitched. He has struck out 10, walked 18, and allowed 31 base hits. His last game was on the 23rd July, an 11-0 win over Swift Current. He went an 8-inning, putting zeros across the board across 3 batters.
First batter heel face is Brady By, who is 0 for 3 right now. And it is also interesting to note for Keaton Husband, he does have a plate appearance, and the pitcher spot is up next half inning for Weyburn. And the first pitch out of Keaton's hand is well high and away for ball number 1. By big swing on the breaking ball for strike number 1. One count. Pitch low and in the dirt. By lays off. Ball number 2. Number 2. That went also well in a way. 3-1 the count now.
Well, Husband walks a lot of batters. 18 gives a lot more hits with 31, and his sample size that has been numerous yet small.
And that one was apparently a strike.
They'll say hit the outer part to the lefty on the righty on lefty matchup. And a couple calls both sides have been rather unhappy about today.
Pitch from Husband, 3-2, swinging as Brady By as that one's grounded to the second baseman as Varjasi makes the play. And now Brady By, he said something on the way out of the box. Didn't like that strike call on the pitch prior.
Did he get thrown out? Did he get thrown out?
No, I didn't see him get thrown out.
Okay, never mind. The umpire did take off his mask and was saying something back.
Castellanos swinging bunt in front of the plate. They'll call it fair play at first is in time. Good throw by Gurney on the soft contact to get Castellanos.
Yeah, it's heads up from the catcher. Rapithakos is going to come out and just ask about it because that one was awfully close to home plate. And they are going to...
And they will have a conversation here. That would be really detrimental to my scorecard because I already wrote in the 2-3 put out.
Yeah, me too. Obviously, no video review in the WCBL, but you can request for a umpire's discussion, as we see here.
It looked fair to me whether or not Gurney picked the ball up, and I think the real question is if it got out of the batter's box. And yes, they're going to uphold the call here. From my view, it looked like it was fair. And the music here inside Curry Field.
And here comes James Wright to the dish. So I wonder if the conversation was also around maybe if the ball hit Castellanos out of it, but Castellanos was quick coming out of the dish.
So James Wright steps in, 2 outs. First pitch from Kinter called a strike to Wright. Wright also 0 for 3. Couple offers on the Regina side today. All the hits really coming from the same part of the lineup. This one's hit high and hard into left field. Chasing after it is Muselar at the wall. It's going to bounce off the warning track and over the wall for an automatic double for James Wright.
Wright really got a lot of that. A great launch angle. Getting underneath that ball. Read the changeup well. First one went a little bit on the inner part. This one well more over the plate. Wright's able to get a good piece of it.
So Ian Motts will get one more plate appearance this afternoon, 1 for 2. 2 runs scored, a single and a walk. Hit hard, first pitch swinging off the glove of Mayencourt. That's going to be a base hit. Rounding third is Wright. He'll slide in safe. Motts is going to take the extra base on the throw. 4-0 Red Sox. On the heads-up base running from around the lineup.
Yeah, that's heads up from both runners there. Mons, he knows his own speed. He knows he's able to get around to second on anything kind of missed.
It was hard hit. We're waiting the official decision. And they're going to call it a base hit for Ian Motts.
Yeah, I like that decision.
So another RBI, and a run comes to score. 2 really hard hit balls by Regina Red Sox and 2 plate appearances, and now the lead is 4. And maybe you're breathing a little bit easier now if you're a Red Sox fan as well. A little tougher to get 4 runs in an inning. 2-0 count now here to Sam Baker. Laid down a sac bunt last plate appearance. This one hit into right field. Daffini under it, makes the grab. But the Red Sox do add 1 more run, make the lead 4-0, and Landon Riley's going to come in to try and close this one out in a complete game. Not going to say that word. We'll be right back here on Flow Sports.
Way to hold up. Way to hold up. I was going to say, I don't want to say it, even though we're off air. Oh, see, Castellanos asking about it. He was just talking to home plate about it. So we got to keep an eye who is replacing Heck, who's on deck.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see. Have to keep an eye on. Like 26 should come in for Ian Heck. Who's that? Oh, I found him. Top of the 9th inning, and Ryan Pathakos is going to give the ball right back to Landon Riley so that he can maybe close this one out himself. Now, Braden Minecourt will lead things off, and Trevor Dale is third in the due-up. What we're trying to figure out is who will bat second, because that's the pitcher spot. And it's hit by Minecourt to Matthew Fox for out number 1 to start things off.
And
looks like the pinch hitter will be Eli Hansen.
Yeah, Hansen, the lefty batter, has only appeared in 2 games this year, is 0 for 3 in 2025, a walk and 2 strikeouts as well to his name. Not too much on this guy, listed as the utility man on the website.
Takes a first pitch ball.
And I got to say, I really love this decision to keep Landon Riley in the game. He has been pretty lights out, and towards a part of the lineup that has
misses the zone there, so the count now 2-0. Hansen 0 for 3 to this point of the year. Has drawn a walk, though. Swinging at that pitch, and it's out of play. This one hit over towards the second baseman. Baker ranging far to his left, and he's able to make the play. Not an easy play for the second baseman.
Well, Hansen thought he was looking at maybe his first WCBL hit. Instead, that one robbed by Baker. Now, Beavers down to their last out. They'll send up a pinch hitter. It'll be Chase Himmelsbach.
That's not who I have. 25? Oh, there he is, right there. Takes a first pitch ball in the dirt. Broken bat towards right, who makes the grab, and just like that, the Regina Red Sox take this one 4-0, and at the same time, the Weyburn Beavers eliminated from playoff contention with the loss.
Yeah, pretty kind of quick-moving game, Regina. They got their runs not necessarily in bunches, but almost in spades, but are able to get this one 4-0. Weyburn feels like they never really got off the bus in this one. I mean, when you have to play 3 games in quick succession away from home, you know, you're going to struggle to kind of get out of that mindset, and they were just unable to really do anything today. Fantastic complete game shutout from Landon Riley. I mean, is there anyone else that's player of the game other besides him?
I don't think so. And what's even more interesting now is that saves a lot of bullpen arms for your evening game against the Swift Current 57s, who should be here in a couple of hours for batting practice. But what do you make of the Regina offense, which had its moments, but at the same time was, I wouldn't say wasn't great this evening, or this afternoon, rather.
No, it's big hitters like Brady Bye, Matthew Fox, you know, going 0 for 3, 0 for 4. Fox did get that one walk, you know. Saw Ian Montz with some impressive base running. That's really nothing new. James Wright got on with a double and scored. That's something we've seen a little bit throughout the year. So the unsung heroes came out to play, and that's what you're expecting when the big guys don't show up, and really what we saw today. And you wonder how much this will go into a Swift Current team that's debatably in a worse position than Weyburn, and where the mentality will be going into that.
So this one ends 0 runs on 5 hits for Weyburn. A great complete game effort out of Landon Riley, who strikes out 4 batters, walks 2. And then for the Red Sox, they score 4 runs on 10 hits, did not commit an error, and are back at 500, hoping to get hot here at the end of the season, take that momentum into the playoffs. Do you see, like we saw last year, Moose Jaw, they finished 4th place in the division, but they got hot at the right time and went on to win an East Division title, and really just 2 games shy of WCBL championship.
I feel like that's always a comparison that teams in this kind of situation like to bring up. The thing they forget is that last run of the regular season, that last week or two, they actually won games. It wasn't just they got hot during the postseason. It was right before that as well. And it feels like Regina, they have an opportunity to do that with this last game against Weyburn, with this game coming up against Swift Current, with a couple games against a beatable Moose Jaw side, a few more games against Weyburn, but some tough games against Saskatoon. They're going to need to at least win one of those. They have most of those at home. They play, I believe, one on the road at Canes Park. They're going to need to take one off the Berries, to say the least.
And I think for Weyburn, too, you're looking at the 6 men that they left on base. No hits with runners in scoring position. That's really the difference here. So, with this one, we say thank you for joining us. But again, the next game, we'll pick things up in the bottom of the 2nd inning with 2 outs. The Red Sox will be batting when things restart right here at Curry Field at 7 p.m. You can watch it right here on FloCollege Baseball, where we will have the remainder of that July 10th game. It is 4-1 Red Sox, bottom of the 2nd in that game. So please join us for that one. For Elliot Wagner, I'm Donovan Mace. Thank you for joining us. We'll leave things here for now, and we'll see you a little bit later this evening. Have a great afternoon, everybody. We'll see you later.